What is up? Welcome to the Junk Removal Podcast. All right, so let's see. I should be streaming live on YouTube. Oh, and Facebook. Cool. I'm using this new software. It's pretty cool. All right, guys. We're going to be going live with... Let's see. We are going to be going live with Louis Vandervalk today. We're going to be talking about my software, SEO, what's going on with Louis, what's going on with me, just talking shop. Okay, so, but in the meantime, let's just give me a sec. Feel free to ask questions, ask any questions right now, but I'm going to start promoting this and put it in my Discord, so give me a couple seconds. Let's see, let's add some music. Why don't we do that for now? Let's try this out. Let's see, how do we do this? Where's the music at? That's the sound effects. Okay, let's try some good old music. Oh, yeah, you guys feeling the vibes? Welcome back to the Junk Removal Podcast. You are here live with Andrew Thompson, the Serenader. I'm going to serenade you guys with junk talk. All day, all night. Let's tune in. Let's dive in. Let's go. All right, guys. Let's let me see. Let's see. So, how's everybody doing out there? Okay, hold on. Where is my? I'm live on YouTube and Facebook, everyone. Okay, where's the interview chat? Bear with me, guys. Bear with me, just 1 minute. Window, how do we do it? Oh, there we go. He can, bada boom, bada bang. Go ahead and join. All right, guys. So, how's everybody doing out there? You guys ready to learn some SEO from the junk removal SEO master, Louis Vandervalk? There's a lot of quality people out there, but everybody knows Louis. So we're going to talk about SEO. We're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about my software, Autopilot. We got a lot of things to talk about today. I'm super excited, guys. So, let's just have some fun today. And if you guys have any questions, please ask. And, something I do want to show you guys that's pretty incredible. Here, hold on. Let's, let me pull this up. I got like iDaddy Pounds. Thank you. Great name, iDaddy Pounds. Awesome name. Awesome name, iDaddy Pounds. So, guys, please comment, like, give me some love in the YouTube channel, the Facebook, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube. Let's get some comments, likes, some shares. Let's pop this live interview off because we're bringing on Louis, the one and only Louis Vandervalk, guys. This is a big deal. We are doing something pivotal here, okay, guys? We are bringing the one and only Louis Vandervalk. Super excited to talk to him because it's been a while. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how he's doing. But I wanted to show you guys something that I am super grateful for. Okay. What's up, Moving Company Hustle? Shag, you have a lovely face for print. Why, thank you. Do I? But let me show you guys something that is pretty cool. Okay. And I'm like really blown away from the feedback that I've gotten from you guys. So this is really crazy. This is crazy. Let's see. All right, let me share my window. So if I just do this, okay. Now, I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool here. So if you guys saw, let me actually let's mute this now. Let's mute the music. So if you guys remember this video,
business owner, I started a junk removal business as a stepping stone to return to my passion of technology and apps. I invite you guys to stick around, hang out, follow me on my journey from recently selling my junk removal.
Do you guys hear the audio? After I put my headphones on, you guys hear the audio, right? You guys hear that audio, right? Can you comment in the comments? What's up? What's up, everyone? Moving company hustle. Yo, what's up? Elias Huerta, what's up, my dude? How you doing? Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Nice. You just bought a 2500 truck? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me go to this real quick. No. Wait, did I mute myself by accident? Wait, I shouldn't be. Wait, hold on. Am I not testing? I'm going to show you guys something in just a second, but let me double check my audio. Can you guys hear me? What do you mean you can't? I got my mic plugged in. Hold on. Why? Always something. Yeah, you guys... We can hear your mic, the audio. Oh, the audio got turned off in the video. Okay, you guys scared me. Okay, so what I was going to show you guys is, here we go. Look at this. This is incredible, guys. This crowdfunding campaign. We can hear your mic, the audio. Oh, the audio got turned off in the video. Okay, you guys scared me. Okay, so what I was going to show you guys is, okay, so let's go. Yeah, I see. So you're talking about the audio. I hear you, hon. Okay, so guys, look at this. This is incredible. I'm at a loss of words. In 3 days, you guys have invested $27,500 into my software. Now, that's mind-blowing, right? That means that my community on YouTube and Facebook has that much faith in me and my product, right? So I just wanted to say thank you, guys. There's still time to invest until for a 20% discount. If you guys invest by June 24th, the minimum investment's $500. You get stock in the company. The goal, like anything, is I want to IPO at $5 billion and take this software bigger than Jobber, bigger than House Call Pro, bigger than WorkEase. I just got news that Service Titan is rumored to IPO this year for $15 billion. So... what's up, Wes? So yeah, guys, I don't think it's unreasonable to think that we can hit 5 billion, in market cap when we IPO. If you look at House Call Pro and Jobber's at 30 to 35,000 businesses have signed up with them. And that's wild because they're a $3 to $4 billion company. They're a $3 to $4 billion company, and it's wild to me because they only have 35,000 businesses signed up. Do you guys know how many home service businesses are in America? There's 2.5 million. So I think that's a 1.4% market share. Does it show my calculator? I don't think it does. But if you take 2.5 million divided by 35,000, that's a 1.4% market share, and they're the biggest. That means there's no monopoly. There's no oligarchy. There's nobody who's running this industry. So there's a handful of, the winners right now. There's some big people, but there's nobody who owns the market, which is mind-boggling to think that there's still so much room for somebody to come in and dominate. So if you guys have faith in me, invest at your own risk. As always, the minimum investment's $500, but I will fight and die on my own sword if I have to, making this work. This is a long journey. I'm predicting 5 years until we go public. That is the plan. We have almost 3,000 people on the wait list. All of the YouTubers are at my side. They're ready to pump this and promote this. And with your guys' investments, we're going to make this a reality. We're going to hire more engineers. So anyways, I just wanted to say thank you. It's pretty fucking wild that in 3 days we've raised 27,500. So thank you guys so much. And I'm going to test the audio one more time. Tell me if you guys hear this audio. I'm going to play this video one more time.
This software, go check out this video here. It's a live recap of the event where I announced the software that I was working on. This video is for the people who want to invest but couldn't afford to invest a larger amount.
Andrew,
and I want to thank all the investors that did come in, and the few investors who came in from the YouTube community, and I really appreciate that.
Please say something in the comments so I know.
Crowdfunding. I'm proud to announce that we have gone public for crowdfunding. So
I stopped the video. Let me get off screen sharing now. So point being, guys, is only invest if you can afford it, because it is, thank you, Dylan Hill. So I only want you to invest if you can afford it. I want to, 5 years from now, come back and be like, guys, we did it. And then your $500 turns into however much it'll be worth a fuckload. If we go from the $10 million valuation to $5 billion, you know, obviously the stars have to align, and the stars are pretty much aligning right now. Like, everything is looking amazing. Everything is, what you guys are betting on is, can Andrew build a good product? Can Andrew run a successful tech company and hire good engineers and build a good product? We're going into beta this upcoming week. We submitted to the Apple Store. We submitted to the Google Store. We should be approved within a few days. So by the end of this month, we're opening beta testing to the first 10 people, but we're letting investors in 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks tops. We'll be letting investors in, so they'll get in early, all the investors. And if you invest the 500, you get a year free. It pays for itself more than double, because we're going to eventually charge, you know, we're going to have $49.99 and $149 packages. The $149 is going to have the phone system, ad tracking, call tracking, marketing tools, SMS blasts, voicemail blasts, sequences, all the features that you have in all the other platforms. It's going to be mind-boggling. Okay, cool. You guys hear both. That's all I need to know. That means I can show videos and commentate over them and, you know, all that stuff. So anyways, I think Lewis is going to come in just a second. I am going to go use the restroom really quick. I'm super excited to talk to Lewis. It's been a while since I've talked to Lewis on a live. We chit chat all the time on Facebook. So we got 3 people watching on Facebook, and how many on YouTube do we have? How many do we have watching on YouTube? But yeah, guys, if you have any SEO questions, please get your SEO questions or home service business questions in general. Later, Wes. Thank you for... Hey, Wes, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the chat, buddy. That's my elementary school friend. We've been best friends since fucking 5th grade, all the way through high school, and still talk to this day. Do any of you guys have any friends, guys that you're friends with from 5th grade until I'm almost 40? I'm 37 years old. Do any of you guys have any friends from 5th grade still? Babe, are you watching? I didn't wash my hands, but it doesn't matter because nobody's here. All right, so Lewis should be coming in any minute. So, all right, guys, let's see how this goes. Lewis should be here any minute. I'm excited to use this new software. Been using it for the last couple days. And yeah, let's see. Troll Hunter, 5th grade, no, but one from high school can't get rid of Troll Hunter. Yo, Moving Company Hustle. What's up, my man? Moving Company Hustle. What's going on? What's crack-a-lackin'? Later, buddy. 2 videos. Yes, I'm here. Awesome. iDaddy pounds. I appreciate it, but please don't take out a loan if it's going to hurt you. I don't want you to put yourself in a financial situation. I don't need the money that bad. I only want to raise from people who can truly afford the risk. So, but I really do appreciate the vote of confidence. iDaddy pounds. Very, very, very funny name. Very interesting name. All right, guys. So, Jeffrey, motherfucking Landon, what's up? I am testing the software called Ecamm. It's for Mac. And I've been using StreamYard, but I'm going to start a podcast here soon, like an actual podcast. I'm really excited to announce the podcast that I'm starting. It's the Home Services podcast I'm going to be doing with Mario from Junk Money on YouTube. We're starting a podcast together, and we need to actually use podcasting software, where I can do stuff like this. Cool sound effects like that. Wait, let's try that again. Let me see if I can time the drums. Yeah. All right. Okay. He is here. Let's try this out. Oh, let's see. Add left. Here, we'll put you to the right. What's up? Can you hear me?
I can, man. How's it going?
Awesome. Good, man. How are you? I'm testing out this new software. So you hear me? Everything sounds good?
I can hear you. I can see you. This is a cool software. I like it.
Yeah. What's it look like on your side? Is it similar to StreamYard?
It's a bit different. I'll send you a screenshot.
Yeah, send me a screenshot later or after or whatever. But I guess let me do my intros for you. All right, guys. It's really cool because I can like screen share and like show videos and the audio plays through. Oh, nice. Cool. Okay. So, all right, guys. Normally I would have Lewis hidden. Let me just try something really quick. Okay. I'm gonna. How do I don't want to hang up. Well, I'll figure it out later. I don't want to accidentally hang up on you. All right, guys. Lewis doesn't need much of an introduction, but if you guys don't know Lewis runs a SEO agency. He's one of the most, I'd say one of the most respected people in the community for sure. I've never seen anything bad about this guy, only high praise, which is awesome and very hard to do, having a reputation like that, which means that Lewis delivers quality work. So I've heard from lots of people that I talk to, a lot of people that I talk to, swear by your SEO, Lewis. And I know that you also had a junk removal business a long time ago, but your intentions were always to get into SEO and the marketing side of things. I talked to a good friend of mine that is helping me get on my fitness journey down in San Diego. He says you deliver great results. I've talked to countless people. So it's awesome to have an SEO guy here on the channel every once in a while, so we could pick your brain, because I know that's the biggest thing that people struggle with, and it's probably the most, I'd argue, the most important thing, the absolute most important thing for your business in order to survive long term. Anyways, without further ado, hold on, let me try my sounds out. Without further ado, everybody, can I get a round of applause for Louis Vandervalk? All right. See, I got all these little sound effects. Welcome to the show.
That's amazing. So you did have people with you. I heard the people in the audience.
Yeah, awesome. They're here. See? Yep, they're here. Hold on, let me. What's up, Louis?
I'm doing well, man. It feels like we're on Kimmel Live here together. I'm looking forward.
I know, right? I got all these I got all these sound effects, so you can hear it on your side too.
I can, yeah.
Yeah, I can play music. It's so awesome. But yeah, so Louis, we've interviewed each other before, so we don't need to dive deep. I'm thinking if you're cool with it, we kind of go more tactical. Are you cool if I just ask basic questions, give the viewers what they want, tactical tips, absolutely. What you would, we'll play that game for a little bit, and we'll just riff. We'll just kind of riff raff.
Let's do it. Yeah, no, absolutely. You're exactly right. I actually started the agency first in 2019, and then started the junk removal company in 21, knowing that I was, the agency was always going to be my number one thing. Ryan took over took the junk removal company and runs that now. But yeah, that's what got us into this niche. Really, is starting that company, taking everything we knew about SEO, and then really dialing it in just for junk removal.
Awesome. And before we dive into the tactical stuff, how is everything going? Like, why don't you give me like a broad strokes? How's life? How's business? How's Lewis? How are you, Lewis? Because I know you're a busy man. You got your hands full over there.
I'm in the thick of it right now. It's things are good. We're growing as a business, retooling some of the back end. I mean, that's a constant process. Really dialing in some stuff. I feel like everybody says this, but it's a constant growth process for us. I'm never satisfied with where we are. The market's always changing. SEO is always changing. So that's going on. You and I know we had scheduled for a couple weeks ago, and then our son broke his leg. So that's
that's right.
Another baby. But it's just a bunch of stuff. But it's just life. I'm doing well. I'm still 6 feet above ground and not under the ground. It's a beautiful day here in Canada. We've been up over 104 the last couple of days up here. It's been wild.
Dang, it gets that hot over there?
Oh, it's so hot and so muggy. Crazy.
Remind me, you're in New Brunswick?
Brunswick, yeah. East Coast, just above Maine.
Is that one of the areas in Canada that speaks French?
Yeah, we're half French. So we're I think the only bilingual province in Canada.
That's
so Quebec is like French. New Brunswick is like bordering on Quebec, and
that is so cool. That do you speak French?
No, I took it in school. I can understand it ish, but I don't really speak it.
I always thought that was crazy. It's like, what? You guys just get to speak French too? Then the other side of Canada doesn't speak French. Yeah. But so that's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that your kid, I'm assuming he's okay and everything's.
Yeah, he's figured out how to like scoot around on his bum now, and he's like getting there. So,
Is he still in the cast?
Yeah, he's gonna have that for like 3 more weeks, and then they take it off and put a smaller cast on, because this one goes up over his knee too. But
so Jeffrey, guys, yeah, we are gonna riff between questions I ask him and your comments. So Jeffrey, yeah, please ask any of these questions, all those questions, guys, SEO related. This is your time. And something I want to go back to real quick, what you said. You're always trying. You said something about you're always trying to progress. You're not. The words you didn't say not happy, but like you're always trying to grow, right? It's just you're not necessarily satisfied, so you want to keep stepping up. There's a really good quote from one of my favorite movies, guys. If any of you guys are kind of like in the spiritual side of things, like you like stuff like that, there's a movie called Peaceful Warrior, and this quote, it's phenomenal. It's like it hit me. It was so inspiring. I got it tattooed. One of the quotes from that movie tattooed on my neck, but he says, the journey is what brings us happiness, not the destination. And it's so true. It's almost, like progress is happiness. Stagnance is death, right? So if you're not constantly growing, there's never a finish line, right? Like when I get more ripped than David Lettick from Junk MD in San Diego, when I get more ripped than him, I'm not going to be happy. I'm going to have to keep going. I hope, David, if you're watching, I'm coming for you, man. I'm going to be more ripped here soon. I'm getting those gains.
Dude, he's almost a year into 50 pull-ups a day minimum. It's crazy.
Dude, yeah, he's a beast now. Yeah. Did you see his before and afters?
I didn't from David, no.
No, oh my God, they're wild. Ask him next time. Like, it is a wild change. I was like, holy crap, dude, you went Super Saiyan.
You know he used to coach Dan Martell in fitness?
No, what?
Yeah, so
Dan Martell?
Dan lived in San Diego, and he used to because David has a fitness trainer back.
That is Dan Martell. I actually reached out to Dan Martell because he teaches people how to grow SaaS companies, right? Yeah. So that's crazy. Dan Martell is a really inspiring guy as well. But so yeah, that's awesome. All right, guys. So all right, Lewis, if you don't mind, we'll jump into some SEO stuff. And then if also after that, maybe I just kind of tell you a little bit about Autopilot.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right. So I have a question. Well, actually, why don't we start with the basics of SEO? I'm pretty sure you've done this numerous times, but let's just go over the basics. What you can give us the 1-2 second, 30, 60 second pitch. Let people know what SEO is. Just let people know what it is for people who don't know. There might be some watching who don't know.
Yeah, so SEO is search engine optimization, and it's a big fancy term. Sounds scary. You can spend a lot of money with a lot of people who will tell you that they're going to do it. But at its core, search engines are selfish. They want to keep people on their platform. Google wants to, Bing wants to, DuckDuckGo, etc. And one of the ways that they do that is by providing the best results and the best solutions for someone using their platform. So if you go on and you look for junk removal near me, or roofer near me, or plumber, or whatever the case may be, that search engine, their number one job is to try and figure out the best result for you, whether it be proximity, reviews, etc. That's all they're trying to do when it comes to, certainly in the space of local service businesses. So when you take yourself and you look at it from that perspective, now think about what you need to be doing as a business to tell Google that you are the right solution for that person who is searching. You want to have your, what you do, where you do it, how you do it, why you do it, all of those things on your website, your Google business profile, on your social media. That's actually, we should hit that as a topic on here today, but social media engagement is a big deal for SEO.
Okay.
All of these things come together to show Google, because it's looking at all these different pieces about you online, to show Google where they should place you in the rankings, and ultimately you want to be the one that's showing up and grabbing the most results. And to do that, you need to put in the work. Carson Alexander, you had him on here a couple months ago. The way he worded it, I'd never heard someone word it before, and it's spot on. You need to show Google that you're you need to be worthy of being shown to people. You can't just be like, oh, Google sucks. It's like, no, you got to put in the work to be worthy.
Yep. That makes sense. That's a good way to put it. Like, Google wants to show people who are worthy, because if you type in something, Google doesn't want to give you crap. They want they want you to come back to Google, and the way you come back to Google is you get what you're looking for.
Exactly.
So, okay, guys. So that is search engine optimization, and I guess what? Let's just I'll ask a couple of questions first, and then I'll go to the comments. Shag, it looks like you were asking a question, so just finish it, and I'll get to your question too. But so let me ask you this. This is a question that I have. This is a question that I have because I know the basics of SEO. I'm not an SEO wizard by any means, but I've been in tech a long time. I can kind of piece things together and understand, right? But one of the things I struggled with SEO is, I'll use me as an example. Junk removal Los Angeles, right? I focused on that one keyword. But let's say you're a little bit smarter and you're like, you know what? I'm going to have multiple pages. I'm going to have this page that says hot tub removal. I'm going to have a page that says playset removal, fence removal. How do you start ranking individual pages? That was the hardest part for me to really figure out, is because, junk removal Los Angeles is a difficult keyword, but how do I start getting how do I show up for mattress removal near me, or playset removal, or how do you start ranking different pages? What is what is the strategy with those separate pages? That's the one I struggle with the most.
When you say, how do you start ranking them? Do you mean what's the process? So you build a page, now how do you rank it?
Yeah, because you build the page, and what do you rank your main website, and it just naturally starts ranking those ones? How do you make sure those other pages start ranking higher?
So there's a few things you can do. When you're building the actual page, you want to look at all your competition locally. What are they doing when it comes to, let's take hot tubs, for example. And actually, let's step back, because you hit on a very important point. A lot of people and a lot of agencies just go after junk removal. You say,
Right.
oh, I'm a junk removal company, I want junk removal jobs. Yes, you do, but there's a lot more specificity that we can get here. And we can go into hot tubs, we can go furniture removal, we can go estate cleanouts, we can do hoarder cleanouts, illegal dumping cleanouts. All of these things can be specific and should be specific pages on your site, because every individual service or search term that is kind of its own thing should be a page on your site. You want to keep pages very topically relevant to that topic. So if you just have a page about junk removal encompasses all of that. But if you can then break them out into hot tubs and furniture removal and hoarder cleanouts and whatnot, you get a lot better chance of showing up. So let's say you've decided on hot tubs, to break that out. You're going to now go to all the companies in LA that are showing up for that term, and you're going to what they're doing. What are they talking about? What questions are they answering? There's tools you can use for this. Surfer SEO is a great tool that you can use for topic research, and you can write it out and then see how you stack up to the competition. So you get you want that foundation first. Everything content wise, you can put videos, you can put images, all of that. So you've got the page up. Now you want to make sure that page is linked well from all the other pages on your website. It's called interlinking. So you want a link from your homepage. You want a link from other service pages that are relevant. You want links from your blog posts back to that hot tub page, and the hot tub page linking out to all those other pages. So now you don't just have a website homepage with all the other pages kind of going down off of it. It's all meshed together in a web, and they're all feeding the juice between each other. Then you can actually get backlinks to that specific page. You can post about that page. Hey, we just put up this new thing. You can make an update on your Google business profile. Just put up a new page, but we offer hot tub removals. Go check out the new page that we put up. So interlinking, backlinking to that specific page, backlinking to the other pages on your site, of course, as well. And then because they're interlinked, they're working together. Those are the things that ultimately are the core thing. And then you look at how's that page ranking? What are the terms around hot tub removal that I'm starting to show up for? Maybe I write a little bit more about it. Maybe I look at the frequently asked questions or the people also ask section on Google around hot tub removal, and I answer those questions. And you just keep building it out until it ranks. Something specific like hot tub removal, because you're going so specific, you can dominate for that term. But backlinking, social posting, interlinking, the schema on the back end of the page, the title tags, the metadata, all of those structural things are what is the secret sauce there.
Awesome. So that's some great info. And I did do some interlinking on my website too, but I definitely could have done a lot more. And I guess I kind of want to do some broad strokes over certain things that I know people might not know. So I'm just gonna ask you what it is and you break it down, and then we'll start going through viewer questions, because there's a lot of stuff. And I learned a lot about SEO from getting into home services, because I always had a theory of, I did SEO 20 years ago, 15 years ago when I was doing my first website. This is the George Bush days, right? Back when there was you could type in miserable failure in Google and it would pull up President Bush. It was an SEO thing that people did. They just sent a whole bunch of backlinks to the White House article of George Bush. I don't know if you remember it was called the Google bomb. It happened a long time ago. So I always was just like backlinks, right? But of course, Google got smarter. And this is where I learned a lot about on-page SEO. And, I want to talk about what on-page is versus off-page, so that our viewers can understand. And by the way, guys, if you ever have questions or anything, please just follow up with Lewis. He has a YouTube channel, Blue Crocus. We'll say it at the end of the video, but you can always reach out to Lewis if you need help, because SEO is time consuming. It is massively time consuming. That's the reason why you get SEO people to help, and it's hard. But yeah, let's, what is on-page SEO? What is off-page SEO? Like, what does that imply? We'll just start there.
So on-page is everything that you control. So let's say you've got access to your website. Let's say you built it or someone built it. On-page is everything you can do on the website. So we kind of talked about it when we were talking about the hot tub page. There's the title tags, the metadata, the schema, which is the back-end code that you can tell Google some more stuff about your website and whatnot. You've got the actual content that's written about hot tub removals. You've got the pictures, the YouTube embeds, the map embeds, all of these things on the actual page. That's on page. So you want to make sure your foundation is good, and then off page is the signals coming from off the page, from outside your website that point back to it. Backlinks, citations, links from your Chamber of Commerce, links from posting YouTube videos, stuff like that. That's all the off page stuff that typically it's a little bit more tricky. But it's super valuable. Both are incredibly important. Off-page doesn't work as well if the on-page isn't done properly, and on-page can only take you so far without that extra signal, depending on the competition.
Like you probably couldn't trick Google anymore and go just get a whole bunch of backlinks and make Donald Trump show up as miserable failure, or Biden show up as miserable failure. If they type that, and it would just go to the White House page. You probably couldn't trick Google like that anymore. They're a little smarter than that now.
Much smarter than that, which is why, backlinks is a whole topic we could chat about. Cool. Do you want to dive into that a little bit?
Yeah, actually, before we dive into the backlinks, absolutely, we're going to talk about backlinks to citations. But back to the on-page SEO before we go into the off-page is I didn't realize how important it was. I mean, I knew like, hey, have a title and, H1 and, the meta tags, meta description, yada, yada, yada. But I have a question real quick about on-page SEO. Do you think Google this is a question that I have. Is Google going to start penalizing for AI content? And like, what if you want to use AI content, but you want to change a couple words? Like, how important is because now even me, like, I'm putting myself in Google shoes. Oh God, now everybody's going to generate bullshit, right? So I know, like, just common sense tells me Google's going to do something about this. So what are your thoughts on the whole AI thing, and how do you combat this? Like, if I want to generate a whole bunch of pages and write some content and use AI to my advantage, how do I use it without getting penalized?
So we need to step back.
If there is going to be penalization.
Yeah, so this has been an argument ever since AI came out. AI has been out for a while when it relates to content writing, and people have used it to various degrees. But when it became very widespread, I would say end of 22 into 23, and now it's ubiquitous with content writing, right? But we need to step back and look at what the search engines want. They want the best solution for their searchers. Keep that in mind, and you'll never go wrong. AI is an incredible tool for helping solve writer's block, but just make sure that you edit the content after. You need to edit the content after. Is it useful? Is it informative? Or is it just like word vomit to try and get yourself ranking? That used to work even 5 years ago, but 20 years ago, it was the golden age, right?
Yeah, I remember that age.
Make sure that your content is useful, informative, and tells whoever is looking at Google more than the competitors. I don't think that Google may penalize AI content, but what it is typically penalizing is content that's just fluff and doesn't say anything and just is a remix of all the other content that's out there. Google is getting smarter, and they have their own AI algorithms looking and reading and understanding what's on the page. Some human written content could be penalized because it's just useless. So human or AI, you still need to run it through a process where you're looking at it from the perspective of the user. Is it easy to read? Is it informative? Does it, provide more info than other people have out there currently?
Got it. Yep. Okay. Great answer. And that's most of the on-page stuff that I wanted to talk about, because on-page, a lot of people can generally kind of figure out, right? They can kind of, it's time consuming, but that was the one question I had. Alt tags and header tags and meta tags.
Yeah, there's so much. Yeah.
But why don't we dive into the side that gets everybody excited, right? This is where, and I would argue it's 50-50. If you, like you said, if you don't have a good on page, you're wasting your time with off page, right?
Yep.
Here we go. You're wasting it if you don't have. So, but if you have great on page and you do all the off page stuff good too, you can. I would argue you could be in the top right below 1-800-GOT-JUNK and Junk King if you do it right. If you were to like be a champ,
you can outrank them in some markets too if you do it, because they don't necessarily optimize as well locally, but they have so much power that they can have less optimized stuff and it still ranks because the overall domain authority is so huge.
Yeah. So why don't we talk? Let's talk off page real quick, or for not real quick for a little bit, but let's talk about the question that most people might have is, what is the difference between first of all, what is a backlink? What is a citation? What are the differences?
So let's start with citations. Typically when someone is saying citations, it's a directory listing entry about your business. There's various levels of info that you can provide those directories. Angie's List, Google Business Profile, your Facebook page kind of is, your LinkedIn page. Those are directory listings, if you will, right? They have the information. It's your website, your name, address, and phone number. And Google is looking at that to see, is your info consistent? Are your hours consistent? Does this make sense? It's a bit of a background check that they do to run on your business. Are you who you say you are? Or is it all different hours? If you're confusing Google, you're confusing consumers. And so Google's going to actually rank you lower if your info isn't consistent across the internet. So that's citations. Backlinks are typically when another website is linking back to you from an article, or they're linking back to you from, technically citations are backlinks too, because typically they're linking back to your website. But when we're talking about citations versus backlinks, when we're saying backlinks, it's typically, an article that mentions you or another website that's linking back to you when they're talking about, hoarder cleanouts or whatever, right?
Yeah. So I have a backlink specific question. Let's say there's an article written about your company, and let's just say we got lucky. We hit Forbes.com, right? We hit the fucking gold mine.
Yep.
If they were to just link to Jedi junk removal and the anchor text, and if you guys don't know what anchor text is, explain that to them in a minute, but the anchor text said JediJunkRemoval.com versus in the article it said the anchor text was junk removal Los Angeles. This company they do junk removal in Los Angeles, and that was the anchor text, and we hit Forbes. What would the differences you think with those? First of all, they might not know what anchor text is. Maybe start there too. But do you think there would be a major difference in that? Explain what you would think, because that's a question that I have. Is I've had backlinks before, and they forgot to put the anchor text. Yeah. So go ahead.
They just did a naked URL basically.
Yeah.
So anchor text is, so if I have a paragraph on my website and it's talking about whatever, and then there's that little blue text that typically is denoting a link out, that blue text is the anchor text that's linking out to another website. So in the case that you just mentioned, you've gotten links where instead of putting, junk removal in Los Angeles, they've just put the naked URL of Jedi junk removal. Mm-hmm. You actually want a mix. You don't want all your anchor text to be junk removal Los Angeles. You want a mix. You want your naked URL in some places. You want a spread. Typically, you don't want more than 20%. I think is the number a lot of SEOs throw around of just your naked URL. And you also don't want just one. It needs to look natural ultimately, right?
I see where you're going with this. It's almost like Google would be like, okay, we know what you're doing here, bro.
You're trying to game the system, right? So you want it to look natural and be spread out across a bunch of different types of words that are linking back to your website and different pages being linked. If you only ever got links back to your homepage, it'd be well, that's a little sus, right?
Yep. Cool. And we're gonna riff with the viewers real quick. We're gonna go to some of their questions. Do you see this question that I just threw up on the screen?
I cannot see the question.
Okay, so it shows up on mine. They probably could see it, but I'll just read it to you. Jeffrey asks, can you break down your junk removal recommendations for how it looks like he wants to know H1, H2, and H3, how you would use those? And I'm so sorry. While you answer that question, Lewis, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Love it. So Jeffrey, I think what I'm hearing from the question, I can't read it, so I'm going to take what Andrew just went through. The H tags are the hierarchy so basically the Google looks at the title tag, which is what shows up on the tab of your browser. It looks at the title tag first, then it looks at the metadata or meta description, and then it looks at your H tags. And if you think about it, when you're writing a report in high school, you had to organize your paragraphs and your chapters and your headings of a report, and that's what your H tags do. H tag just stands for a heading tag. So your H1 tag is the highest priority, and you should only have one H tag. And so Google's going to look at title tag, meta description, and first title, the H1 tag. And then the H2 tags typically are what you break up the paragraphs with to denote, okay, cool, the main H tag is junk removal Los Angeles. Now the H2 tags might be hoarder cleanouts, hot tub removals, etc. And under the H2 tags, you might have H3 tags. That's how do you remove a hot tub? Who do you call? What's the pricing for a hot tub? And then you can even break it down. You can have any number of hierarchies there, but that's the hierarchy that Google looks at. So just to recap, they look at title tag, metadata, or meta description, and then they look at the H1 tag, and then the other H tags in the hierarchy of their numbering.
That's a great way of putting it. Like a high school report. That's just writing a little paper in high school. You got the title, and then you got your paragraphs, your headings, and then the paragraphs under those headings. Another question Shag asks is, I have an SEO question. I see many sites with blogs, and I've followed blogs for some time. What makes a quality piece of writing for a blog to get ranked? So I guess, how do you rank blogs as the best as you can?
So something that I see a lot is people write tons of blogs and they don't get them indexed. So before you even go down the road of, I'm just going to write a bunch of blogs, and we'll get to the question. I'm not avoiding the question, but you need to make sure that whatever pages you put on your website get indexed. So if you put up a new service page or a new blog or whatever, just go to Google Search Console and just tag that URL in.
It is so funny. I have to interrupt because that was an issue with my site. Like 30 or 40 of my blogs are not indexed, and I have written 50. So, and this is an issue I just discovered a couple months ago. Like, so my blogs have not been indexed for the last 3 fucking years. I had to cuss because like I could have benefited from that 3 years ago. Anyways,
so there's a nuance to that too, which I'll get to, but it just came to me because a client, we built their site last year, end of the year, then they've been blogging, and then I was just peeking at it. I was like, you've been putting all these blogs out and none of them are indexed. Did we not send you the video on how to index them? So anyway, he's getting that sorted out. But yeah, you need to get them indexed. Now, what can happen is even if you force indexing or tell Google Search Console to index them, it may come over and index it for a bit, and then it may drop it out of the index if it's not useful enough information. So it comes back to, is it penalizing or is it de-indexing or whatever with AI content? If you don't have a blog that's interesting and valuable enough, Google has a limited number of websites it can have in the index. Think of it like a library. You can't just keep piling in millions of books into a library. The shelves will overflow and it's not useful to the users. So they put the books that are valuable indexed on the shelves. Same with Google Search Console or Google Search. It has a certain number of websites that it index, and it takes a lot of bandwidth and power to index those. So if you're just putting out useless blogs, it's not going to be useful. And I think that segues really well into the question. So how do you come up with a topic? I like to hit the basics of all the services first. That's typically what I'll do. And then the blogs are supporting articles that relate to those services. So let's say you've got all your services. And by the way, guys, there's like 100 different service pages you can build on a junk removal website. Yep. Junk residential breaks down into 20 or so. I've got a list. Someone can you can reach out anytime.
Reach out to Lewis. It's very important to get those pages built and start sooner than later. So yeah, but go ahead.
And there's stuff that people don't think about, right? But get your service pages dialed in, and then if you want to say, let's take hot tubs because that's the theme that we're on today. You can now write blog posts around hot tub removal, and there's an incredible book here. I recommend everybody who is doing their own SEO read this book. It's called They Ask You Answer.
Ooh, okay. They Ask You Answer.
I will continue talking about it, but think about your client. So the premise of the book is pool company in Vermont. They were going out of business in 2008, and he just got desperate and started writing blogs to answer the questions he was always getting on sales calls. He's now the #1 most trafficked pool company website in the world, and he's getting calls from all over the world asking people to come install, asking him to install pools in Australia. But it's because he took this concept of just writing questions to the answers people have. So when it comes to your hot tub, you now have a service page. Now you can start breaking it down into topics that people are going to have questions around. What do I need to do before you come out to service my hot tub or to remove it? Yeah. And then you can answer questions like, got to have the power disconnected. You got to make sure we can get in there. Make sure we have some clearance, etc. That's where blog topics become great supporting.
That's actually you just blew my fucking mind right there, because when I think about it, that is such a common question. That is, what do I need to do to remove my hot tub? What are the steps? And you don't think about that because you can really make that blog good, like show images of the power being disconnected, and it could be you taking, and then at the end it's like, hey motherfucker, if you don't want to do this, hit up Jedi Junk Removal. We'll do it. Exactly. We'll remove your hot tub, but you give them all the information they need. Here's how you disconnect it. Here's how you do this. And you can make that a fat, dope article that you kind of just blew my mind there, because now I'm thinking like, oh my God, people are like, how do I disconnect my washer and dryer? And it was a question I got all the time, and I would charge them extra to disconnect it. But it's like, hey, here's how you do it yourself. And that would be a great supporting article for appliance removal. And now I'm just like, you're kind of like, my mind is racing right now. Now, obviously I'm not in junk removal anymore.
Read this book. It's going to be applicable for Autopilot too.
You and I have to talk about I found, real quick, guys, sorry, side tangent, I got to get this out. There's a guy who's running a SaaS company similar to Figma, and he's got like 150 blogs. His company is purely surviving off of blogs, traffic. Like, what are the 10 best fonts to use in UI design and UX design? And this guy is blowing up. He's getting like 50,000 visits a month from SEO only, from all these art and his SaaS. So it's like, I got to start thinking, what blogs am I going to write that is going to attract? Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. I'm going to have to pick up that book because my mind is racing.
Yeah, you're having these conversations with people right now about Autopilot, right? In the groups and whatnot.
Yeah.
Take all the questions that they have and turn them into articles.
And turn them into, my mind.
Don't just make AI vomit. Make them useful things that they're like, oh.
Yeah, like I can actually write, the rough of it and use AI to help me clean it up. But I can write what I would truly want to know. But yeah, you got my mind racing a million miles an hour right now because that one article that you guys, literally, if you are not busy every day doing 10 jobs a day, write a fucking blog. Do something. Do a little bit of SEO. Go do in-person sales. Go put out some yard signs. Write an article like Lewis just said. Write that hot tub article because that is such a common question. And then go film that YouTube video the next time you get a hot tub removal and put that video on that page. Really juice it up, right? Make it yours.
It doesn't have to be complicated. Like as you're driving to the dump or back from the dump, you could be like, okay, I'm going to write an article about hot tubs. You can do text to or talk to text on your phone and just start talking about all the things that go into it. Take that text and put it into ChatGPT and said, give it the prompt. You're an SEO agency. You're going to write me an article. Here's a bunch of info that I got on it. And you put your block of text that you've just, vomited out into your phone. Get it to kind of structure an article, and then you go in and do the last 10% to make it, uniquely yours. Take out the AI speak, etc., and you've got an article in a very short time with very minimal effort on your side, but you've given it that foundation from you. So yeah, They Ask You Answers is so powerful. Pricing is a really important topic. I know this comes up in the groups. Pricing was his biggest moneymaker when he broke down why they all the factors that go into pricing a pool or pricing a junk removal job. You can also highlight, top 10 best companies for junk removal in Los Angeles. You can make an article on that, and include yours in there too.
Put you as number one. Which number can you put yourself as?
I think he actually put himself as an honorable mention. He rated everybody else separately, so it didn't look like crazily biased. And he's like, of course, we want to mention us because we're writing about it.
Interesting. Pricing is a big one.
Otherwise, it just looks like you're putting yourself on a pedestal.
On pricing, that would be another one, guys. If you wrote an article on pricing, because nobody shares their pricing online, but if you wrote something that actually broke it down and explained it, and maybe even kind of like put in some example pricing, some art, like some photo piles, and be like, this pile right here this would be 500. Show some. That's a great man. If only I did this 3 years ago, and my blog pages were indexed. Dude, I'd be doing 1.5 million instead of 1 million my first year. So, if there's anything you wanted to finish on this topic, I have more questions incoming in.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like, if you're looking for good quality blog topics, take the questions that you're getting commonly, turn them into blog posts that are now sales tools and SEO tools for you. Yeah,
you blew my mind just now. Like, I knew blogs, what is it? Common sense, right? We all heard about it, but you made me really kind of think about it differently. So I appreciate that because that's actually going to help me a lot. Jeffrey Landon asks another question. Did you, what competitors do you use to look competitor research? Was it Surfer SEO only, or are there other tools you use?
Mangles is a really nice tool for keyword research, and you can look at, who shows up for those different keywords. Google is a great competitor research tool to just see, you can, if you're in your area, you can just type in hot tub removal, right? And see who shows up and what they're doing differently. Yep. But Surfer SEO, yes, typically you're going to put in your location and your keyword, and it's going to go through and look at everybody who's ranking and then show you all the things that you need to be doing that you're not doing to, do what they're doing or do more than they're doing. Yeah.
Moving company hustle. So Jeffrey says, wow, my mind is also blown. Thank you. Awesome insights, Lewis. And then another guy says, moving company hustle says, all right, I'm about to pop an Adderall and get to interlinking.
If you're on WordPress, there's Rank Math or Yoast can help you with interlinking. I'd recommend Rank Math. If you're doing it, just straight up on Wix or Squarespace or Duda, it's a little bit more manual, but there's just go through as if think about your journey too through other websites and how they interlink and make it natural. But yes, Adderall is needed. It's just a manual doing process. Digital ditch digging, as we call it around here.
Yep. Another person says, how do you balance consistency with your NAPs? I'm assuming he means name, address, phone numbers, and using tracking numbers. Is it super? Oh, that's a good question. That's a great question. Holy shit, that's never crossed my mind because I use tracking numbers on. Yeah, what's the answer to that one? Is it super important to have 100% of your phone numbers all the same? So yeah, it's a great question.
So it's a
Didn't think about that.
I've thought about this a lot. So the first one I will address is Google Business Profile. On your Google Business Profile, you have options for a primary and secondary number. We do this when we get clients on for SEO. So we put the primary number, the tracking number, but the secondary number is the business phone number that's on all the other citations. So typically we're only using a tracking number on the big citation. So maybe Yelp, maybe Nextdoor, maybe Google Business Profile,
right.
always.
The ones that you'll actually get calls from.
And then the rest of them are going to be the business number. But on your Google Business Profile, this is very important. Make sure that your primary number is your call tracking number. Your secondary number is your business number that's on all your citations, and Google is smart enough to make that connection.
Cool. That makes sense. So if you have 100 citations, 95 of them will be your business number, but Google will have your business number and your tracking number, and then Yelp probably a tracking number if you're going to be aggressive with Yelp. And okay, cool. And
but to track them, you can use a tool like Bright Local or Whitespark. Those are two great tools to kind of look at your citations and track them. Login-X, I believe, does a $7 citation audit too. It's very cheap to just go out. They'll literally search all variations of your company for like $7. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Wow. So guys, ask any questions until we get some more questions coming in. But great questions, guys. Keep the questions coming in. Let's try to stump Lewis. Okay, so give me some difficult questions. I'm just kidding. So
hey,
I have.
There's things I don't know, and I'll tell you. But
SEO is a never-ending learning thing, right? I mean, if we want to get honest here, most of it's theoretical. I know Google has some basics they tell you, but the algorithm they'll never share, ever, right? We can kind of just go based on hypotheses, test, measure,
get results, right? I mean, if you didn't see the leak that came out with the algorithm,
that was my next topic. Okay, so I'll just ask the question. We'll dive into it. What are your thoughts on the Google leak? Was it staged to like misguide us and trick us, or was it real? And what are your thoughts on the Google leak?
So I follow a number of SEO mentors and people that are in the space, right? So I did not spend time personally going through it. Just with, like I said, it's been a bit crazy around here lately. But I've followed their breakdown and watched a lot of recaps. So I guess you could say it's third-hand knowledge. I don't know why they leaked it, or if it was I didn't really get into that. But a lot of what. So I don't have a good answer for you on that. But it's very interesting looking at you can see the winds of SEO change based on how things are performing, and there's a lot of people that do actual tests too, and we've known about the stuff that they leaked and had been adamantly saying that they didn't do for 3 to 5 years, depending on what it was. And so it's just interesting to see. I'm curious their play behind being so adamant about it, or if it's just disconnect. I think there's a lot of ways.
Do you want to know one of the items in that leak that kind of blew my mind, that never even crossed my mind, but that you SEO people knew, but I never thought about it, was the whole click-through rate. So the amount of clicks. So there was guys doing research, and this is recent too. It's one of the SEO guys I follow, and they basically, sent traffic to one of the pages that has links. So this guy on Twitter said, "Hey guys, I need to test something. Go to this website and click this link." And so it spammed. A whole bunch of people went to go read the blog. He's like, make sure you read it, scroll, make it seem natural, and click. And then he's ranking. We'll use me for example, junk removal Los Angeles. I send you guys all to an article that says junk removal Los Angeles. And so it came out in that leak that CTR is in fact taken into account. So I thought that was interesting because it's like, holy shit, I never knew that. And
so step back again to the search engine, ultimately trying to give the best result for the user, right? So if they're looking at all these things, They're looking at how long is someone actually spending on this page. Oh, people are spending a long time in here. This is useful information. That's something that's going to knock it up higher because it's useful information. If someone's just popping in, it's AI garbage that you haven't edited and they're popping back out, it's not really going to help your case.
So it's kind of crazy. It's like that Google takes account into the clicks on that link, on that one backlink, you know, and then it could affect your ranking. It was just mind blowing, that in the Google leak. So yeah. So going real meta, do you think it was staged or do you think it was real? I know you don't have firsthand knowledge, but
I didn't spend a lot of time on an opinion on that. I think that we could get into a broad topic of life in general and how we get our information and stuff. Yeah. I don't have an opinion on that.
No opinion. Yeah. So my opinion is like, really? Did Google really, did that really get leaked from, but I mean, anything's possible. So with that being said, let me see, is there any other things that I want to talk about SEO that I want to make sure people are educated on? I got a lot of stuff here, like shitty backlinks, PBNs, I guess let's talk about that. Let's. Why don't you warn people about, you know, dangerous things like just hopping onto Fiverr and buying backlinks is a very explain how dangerous this could be, and shitty backlinks, and you know, it damage you, because you can.
So my dad always told me growing up that the best way to tell a counterfeit is actually to just be really trained in what the actual thing looked like, right? Because there's so many variations of what counterfeit money could, you know, money in this case, right? But if you know exactly what the real thing looks like, then you're going to notice really quickly. So I could spend all day talking about PBNs and link farms and buying crappy links on Fiverr, but I think it would probably be worth people's time more to talk about stuff that they can actually go out and do and build quality backlinks. If you're good with us taking that.
Actually, why? Okay, so why don't we do? So with that being said, you want to avoid the shitty stuff, and Lewis is going to guide you on what are some steps. So yeah, that's actually a great way to end the show. Why don't we give some actionable steps on what you would do, and you know, if somebody can't afford SEO right now.
So backlinking is ultimately digital networking. You need to be doing networking in person, but there's also digital networking that you can be doing. And ultimately, the best links come from meshing digital networking and in-person networking. And especially for local businesses, first place to start is set up your Google business profile, your Facebook, your LinkedIn, your Yelp. Make sure your website's on there. That's a no-brainer. If you don't have those set up yet, go do them. Twitter, etc. Then you're going to go to your Chamber of Commerce and get at least one local Chamber of Commerce membership. Right? Those are valuable websites. And I'm going to step back again to what is Google looking at? They ultimately want the best solution for their users. And if they're going to look at backlinks as something that's an indication of how valuable your website is or useful, the better the backlinks you can have, the more real, the more local, the more niche relevant, the better. I can go out and buy 1,000 backlinks today off Fiverr for, I think the lowest I've seen is like $10. Absolutely ridiculous. Right, and you know that they've got bots creating those. That's not useful information. Most of them are just websites that they own that they can just quickly put a link into that don't add any value to anybody. They're just providing a random
PBNs and link farms.
Yeah, it's all automated. It's not valuable, but the Chamber of Commerce is a valuable website. It's useful in its community. It's locally relevant to you, etc. We have clients going out and getting multiple Chamber of Commerce memberships, sometimes only to get the backlink. What we'll do when they come in is we'll do a search of everybody, all the chambers of commerce in their service area. LA would have tons. It does have tons because I've done that area. But you're going to go find them, and then you just sort them by price. Some of them you can get for like $50 a year. We actually offset the cost for clients. But chambers of commerce, get as many as you can, you know, as makes sense, and go get those links. The important thing is once you get your links, you need to make sure they're indexed. One of the ways you can do that is share your Chamber of Commerce profile to your Facebook page. So you can say, hey, we just joined the chamber. You know, go check us out. Awesome chamber. Appreciate them. Typically, that's a signal to Google that that's a new page. Because when you get your listing created, it's now a new page on the Chamber of Commerce website. And Google isn't always crawling every page, as I mentioned before.
Can you request to index that page too? Or
the way that I know how to do it is share it on social media or use an indexing tool. So we use a tool called Index Me Now. And we run all the backlinks that we get for our clients through that, because you can get backlinks from blog too, but it's like when you were writing blog posts but they weren't indexed, it doesn't do you any good.
Yep.
So make sure that your links are indexed when you get them. So Chamber of Commerce is the next one. Talk to your local friends who are business owners, tree service, landscaping, furniture store, thrift store, whatever, and say, hey, can we can I make a page on my site that lists out, you can do this, make a page that lists out all your, businesses you're friends with or refer business over to, and then say, hey, can I write a review that you post on your website and it links back to my website? Can you just mention, hey, if you're looking for junk removal after you sell your home, can I put my link on your realtor website, etc.? It takes some work.
That's a good idea.
Digital and in-person networking again, but it's so powerful to get those local links, even if they're not massively high authority, because they're local. It's very valuable. The other one is discount links. If you offer a senior discount or military discount or a student discount or whatever, if you don't, you should consider doing it. And then you can get on universities that are offering alumni discounts, and they have a directory. Those are really powerful, authoritative websites, .edu, .gov websites.
Yeah.
You can get on some of the generic national directories that list military, veteran, student, senior discounts. Those are fantastic. You can also write blog posts. So one of the things that we've done for clients and for ourselves is we'll write a blog post, so let's say for the local community kitchen. Hey, if you want to donate stuff to this thrift shop or the community kitchen, here's where you can deliver it, etc. If you need help, call us, and you link back to your website. So you can provide that value to the community kitchen because it's info that they need for their clients, and then links back to yours. You can do the same for furniture stores, how to get rid of an old couch, and then have a link back to you guys, to your website when, people don't have the wherewithal to do it. So these are all, I listed off a bunch of things really fast.
Yeah, dude, that is some stellar tips right there, for sure.
Yeah. But you need to think again, what is valuable to your user? What's valuable to your community? What's valuable to show Google that you're a member of this location, you work in this niche? A random porn site from Russia isn't going to help you a whole lot.
Yeah, those sites. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen that too. If you check backlinks on some people, somebody's black hatting them and getting them
we had a client come in. We had a client come in just a couple months ago, and over half of his anchor text was gay dating, escorts, just all kinds of
I've seen that. It's what the hell? But yeah, those are some awesome tips. And guys, if you have any questions, get them in now because we are wrapping up. Lewis, those are some awesome tips. I just wanted to talk about Autopilot for a few minutes if you have a couple minutes left, and just kind of give you some news. So it's almost here. We're going into beta. We're letting in the first, I've let in a couple people, but we're letting in the first 10 people next week. We submitted everybody. Finally, we have submitted the app to the App Store, Android and iOS, and we have the web app for the dashboard. We are going into beta, and we're going to be into beta until October 25th. So it's a good 4.5 months. 4-ish months we'll be in beta. And I'm really excited. And Lewis, I want to give you an invite here in the next few weeks. But we're only going to be letting in investors, and we got 2,500 people on the wait list. And I wanted to let everybody know that Lewis and I, Lewis will be a part of the live virtual event again. More info coming on that later. It's going to be the day after Matt and JoJo's event. I'm giving away another $10,000 trailer. There is going to be a driving distance this time. I'm going to cap it off.
You don't want to go to Rhode Island.
Yeah, I'm not going to Rhode Island. But we'll cross that bridge later. But Lewis, what I wanted to talk about is I'd love for you to test the software and tell me your thoughts. I'll get you access here in the next few weeks. And if anybody has any questions about Autopilot, please just ask me. But in short, I want to build better, more affordable software than Jobber and Housecall Pro. And we are going to have our special sauce, of course. Just keep an eye out for my lives. And you're going to be seeing me go live pretty often, guys, talking about this software. So, but yeah, the whole idea is to build easier to use, more affordable, better, more features, but less complicated. It's so cumbersome and complicated, the software. So I'm really excited to bring this to you guys here in the next October 25th, unless you decide to invest, which please check out my profile. If you guys have faith in me, you can invest as little as $500. And, it's like buying stock. You're literally buying stock in the company, and you're praying that in 5 years I work some magic, and I will do everything I can to work my magic and turn that into a $5 billion company, so you make a really fucking good return. But like anything, guys, it is a risk. Every investment's a risk. I got to let you guys know that. I'm either going to come back with a bunch of money and we're going to IPO for $5 billion, or we'll lose it. I have to, because we're filed with the Securities Exchange Commission. We're filed with the SEC. I have to let people know, like, hey, it's a risk. So, so Autopilot's coming soon, Lewis, and I can't wait to share it with you. And as always, man, it's a pleasure having you on. We were streaming on my YouTube and my Facebook today, so
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, appreciate you having me on, man. Anybody that's got questions, reach out. I love this stuff. I live and breathe it. It's what I do for a living. So
so reach out to Lewis, guys. Lewis Vandervalk, Blue Crocus Solutions. If you're not friends with him, just Google his name. Google too, but just on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, he's very active on Facebook. So thank you, Lewis, so much.
Lewis Vandervalk out there on all platforms, so it's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, you just go type in Lewis Vandervalk. He's probably the first one. I think, actually, wait, hold on. Do you now have a Google, what is it called on the right side? Knowledge panel?
Yeah, I'm still trying to click it, but yeah, it's happening.
Dude, I have wanted a knowledge panel, but my name's Andrew Thompson. It is.
Hockey players and football players and
yeah, dude. So, but that's awesome. Congrats on the knowledge panel.
Appreciate it.
Anyways, guys, if you want to reach out to Lewis, please just Google him. You'll find him. So, anyways, I leave you with this, Lewis and everybody. Success is often covered in dirt, but so was gold at one point. Toodles. Whoopsh.